Netflix is never afraid to go a bit cliche with some of their series, especially when it comes to the teen dramas of the bunch. A great example of this is The Kissing Booth, a typically coming-of-age teen drama about love and friendship. When it arrived on Netflix, critics were unimpressed and honestly bashed it for what it did and how it handled certain things with its characters. But people watched it enough to get not just one sequel, but a third movie that'll end the set and will arrive this year. But what about the cast? What about them do you really know? Allow us to show you the Kissing Booth cast, lifestyle, and net worth. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 8. Jacob Elordi, 1 million. Starting off with the main man of the group, Jacob Elordi can thank the Kissing Booth for giving him his big break when they cast him as Noah Flynn back in 2018. And of course, he was there for the sequel in 2020 and the third one, which again is coming soon. But what many of you might have missed is that this isn't the only high-profile role he has, because he also has the role of Nate Jacobs in the show Euphoria on HBO, which, if you recall, also stars Zendaya, and she got an Emmy for her role in that show. So he's doing pretty well when you consider he's part of 2 big franchises on 2 different platforms. Also impressive is his dating life, because at first, he was dating his fellow co-star for The Kissing Booth and Joey King, but they eventually broke up, but are still friends. After joining Euphoria, he was seen a couple of times with Zendaya herself, but apparently that relationship ended as well. Which brings us to his current girlfriend in Kaya Gerber, who just so happens to be the daughter of supermodel Cindy Crawford. So yeah, you can very easily say that Jacob is doing well, and even with Kissing Booth ending, things look to be bright for him in the future that follows. 7. Joey King, 3 million. The leading lady, aka Elle, in The Kissing Booth, Joey King is known by many, and not just for her role in this trilogy of films, though that certainly helped. She's a great actress, and she's proven that she knows when it's time to take a step back and focus on her own life and happiness, such as when she broke up with Jacob and spent some time being single, before going back to the dating life by being with a director-producer named Tyler, and these two seem very close and very happy. The two met one another on the show The Act, and that's just one of many credits to King's name. King made her film debut in Reign Over Me as the main character's daughter. She then voiced the yellow furball Katie in the animated
And they all eat rainbows and 2 butterflies
feature Horton Hears a Who, 2008, and Beaver in Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, 2009. She also appeared in Quarantine, 2008. In 2010, she guest starred in the series Ghost Whisperer. She was also featured in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody as Emily Mason in 2 episodes. Other television appearances include Entourage, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, Medium, and Life in Pieces. King had a role in Christopher Nolan's 3rd Batman film, The Dark Knight Rises, 2012, as a young Talia al Ghul. She also filmed the short-lived comedy series Bent, had guest appearances in New Girl, and was on the final episode of The Haunting Hour, the series, Goodwill Towards Men. In 2013, King appeared in Oz the Great and Powerful, The White House Down, Family Weekend, and The Conjuring. In 2014, she appeared in Wish I Was Here, as well as in Fargo as Greta Grimley, daughter of police officer Gus Grimley. So as you can see, she may only be 21, but her career has been long in the Hollywood sense, and it makes many fans excited to see what she goes and does next. 6. Megan Young, 3 million. Heading now away from the main duo, let's look at the character of Rachel, who's played by the 30-year-old Megan Young. Megan has also had an interesting career in Hollywood, including being in a movie about the Challenger disaster. She's also been on shows like Black Sails and DC's Legends of Tomorrow, one of the very popular shows from Arrowverse. In terms of relationships, she was attached to Ben Burns for a while, but that relationship has since ended, and she appears to be single. As the girlfriend to Lee Flynn, Megan's character of Rachel had a big part in both movies in the Kissing Booth line so far, and it appears that she'll have an equally big role in the 3rd film, especially since her relationship with Lee is going to be dependent on what happens with Elle and the decisions she has to make. 5. Molly Ringwald, 11 million. Yes, we're moving from a young girl to an absolute legend in the industry. Molly Ringwald is someone that many adults know from various classic films like The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles. Granted, those movies were in the 80s, and Molly Ringwald was more than happy to go and be out of the spotlight for years and decades after that, but she came back to Hollywood and co-starred in various other series, including being in Riverdale, a major hit on the CW, and plays Elle's protective mother figure in The Kissing Booth. Not surprisingly, the actress is married, and that would be to Panio Giannopoulos, an actor and director in Hollywood. The two have been together for 13 years and appear to be very happy. In short, it's always a pleasure to see Molly Ringwald in a series or film, and this will be great to see her back for the third kissing booth. 4. Taylor Perez, 500,000. Taylor Perez is technically a newer addition to the kissing booth as he came in the second movie as the character of Marco, a third wheel, if you will, who is not afraid to let you know that he was, quote, going to break your heart, unquote. Anyway, he's been in Hollywood for quite some time and has done all sorts of roles in TV shows and movies alike, including being on hit series like Scandal and a TV remake of Cruel Intentions. Despite his cruel intentions in the show, he's actually a really nice guy who loves what he does and looks forward to doing more. 3. Maisie Richardson Sellers. Maisie Richardson Sellers is the actress behind Chloe, and she's something special because not only did she bring another new wrinkle to the relationship between Elle and Noah in the second movie, she's a superhero. No, not in real life. Technically, at least, we think she's pretty super. But rather, we're talking about her longtime role in DC's Legends of Tomorrow. She played the character of Vixen for multiple seasons and then came back again as the shapeshifter Charlie and dominated in both roles. The 28-year-old actor and model is taken, and that would be by the LA soul singer Clay, who she has been with for years now. The two have collaborated on music videos and other things, and they clearly love to not just work together, but to be together. A very inspiring thing that many couples out there in the world could learn from. Just saying. 2. Joel Courtney, 1 million. Despite being the best friend in the kissing booth and having relationship troubles in the second movie, that doesn't mean that 24-year-old Joel Courtney is struggling in real life. In fact, despite the evil that was 2020, he got married to his longtime girlfriend in September of last year in a lovely outdoor ceremony. His now wife, Mia, is not new to this life. Far from it, they have been together since they were toddlers. Their parents knew each other and thus they grew up together, were best friends, and are now married. Now, if you're curious as to how they pulled off this wedding with all the restrictions that sadly were a major thing in 2020, they did it with grace and elegance. Because they had the ceremony be small where they were surrounded, metaphorically speaking in this case, by their closest friends and family. Mia even commented on how it felt so intimate and that it really made everything work so well for them. 1. The Kissing Booth 3. As for when the third and final movie of The Kissing Booth will arrive, that would be this year, and many of the cast and crew from the first two movies will return. There is going to be a lot of drama as there is a major decision to be made on Elle's part in terms of where she goes next, and there are all the relationships that might go and weave in and out of each other as the movie goes on. Fans are excited, and while there's not an exact release date yet, you can expect one soon enough. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the Kissing Booth franchise and how its cast has done with the money they've made and the other roles they've gotten? What's your favorite part about the Kissing Booth? Do you have a favorite character? And were you surprised by their net worth and other roles? Are you looking forward to the final movie in the series? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time on the channel. Bye.